Yo, Headliner Nation, what's going on? Your boy Chris Chow's back again for the Fantasy Headliners. Hope everybody's doing well out there. I'm doing great, man, because we get to talk some more football. And why don't we stay on that train from last week and we go trending players once again, running backs and wide receivers, because we got to know the values, man. It's almost like power rankings. These guys are going up and down on a weekly basis at this point, and you got to get ready for your drafts, which is coming very, very soon. But, I mean, kudos to everybody. Got to give you the props, man. You crushed the light goal of 1,000, well over 1,000 on that last video, so we got a lucky winner, and that is Jacob Bruns, man. He gets the draft guide this year, and I mean, I will comment on your comment so you know how to claim your prize. Congratulations on that. But what do you guys say? We set another goal like because you guys killed it on the last one. We'll do it again. 1,000 likes. You guys smash that like button. Throw it in the comments so I know who you are, and I will give away another draft guide. But what do you say we, waste no more time? Let's go into trending players because I'm excited. So like I mentioned last time, this is a very fluid event, man. It is changing on the daily, on the weekly, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. But this is where the values for me are as of today based on, where these players sit. And we got on this board right now for running backs, Miles Sanders, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Rhamondre Stevenson, Josh Jacobs, and Eli Mitchell from the San Francisco 49ers. And let's start off with Miles Sanders, my guy. I've always been a big supporter of his game. And I just don't know how to feel about this guy anymore, man. He spends more time in the medical room than some doctors, like I said on the podcast this past week, and it's getting frustrating. I don't even know at this point if change of scenery is going to help this man. If he plays on another club, will he, his ailments be automatically healed? Is it the problem with the coaching staff in Philadelphia that continue to, hamper his productivity? He is always injured, and this is the biggest problem. We talk about injury-prone players. Everyone wants to say Saquon is injury prone. Miles Sanders is injury prone, and this is a big problem. The coaching staff seemingly like, to promote at this point a little Kenny Gainwell, and they're looking up Kennedy Brooks, the undrafted rookie free agent from OU, so keep your eye on that, man. I've been preaching him up as well. I like his game a lot, so Miles could be, having a very difficult season, and even as your RB3 might be a little bit too rich, but I mean, that's where he's kind of going at this point of drafts, and as of today, I got to say, I do not like it, and Miles Sanders is on the down trend for me, and it hurts. I'm telling y'all, I'm a huge Miles supporter, and it's just starting to get thinner and thinner. I cannot throw, support his way for much longer, but it is what it is. Next on the board, CEH, Clyde Edwards-Helaire from the Kansas City Chiefs, and here's another situation where, okay, he's got a good amount of talent. He sucks on the goal line. We've seen it for the past couple seasons. He just cannot score on that goal line. They brought in other running backs like Rojo. They drafted Pacheco, and I mean the rookie Isaiah Pacheco, and I mean now the storyline is saying the Kansas City Chiefs could be, in the business, in the department of holding 4 running backs on this roster to enter the season. We haven't seen this in Kansas City for quite some time, so that tells me that they are not convinced that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be able to carry the workload. I already preached it this offseason a lot that I am not in on CEH this year, and it just continues to bode in that direction. The only caveat I will say that could get him on the rise, he is on the down for me right now, but that could get him on the rise is if they cut Rojo, and that is some word that they're saying could happen and could transpire. If Rojo is cut off this roster, then CEH does gain more value, but if all 4 running backs do find their way on the starting roster, 53-man roster for week 1, I don't think I could trust CEH. You guys can have him. If you guys like his game, I won't deal with the problem anymore. At this point, I'm pretty much out on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Rhamondre Stevenson next on the board, and to me, he is a high riser. The rise of Rhamondre Stevenson, and there's a lot of moving parts in this, New England Patriot backfield right now. Everybody wants to go with, what was, bias traits from previous seasons where, Bill Belichick has 3-4 running backs in the stable. We don't know who to trust. We don't know who to start weekly because it's basically a crapshoot. This year's a little bit different. You got Damian Harris. You got now Rhamondre Stevenson. James White retired. He went happy trails, man. He's going to enjoy his life. And now you have a different situation here. Strong, the rookie, he's not really, doing very well in camp, as rumor has said it right now. But I mean, for me, this is a two-headed monster at this point. We've even heard word that the New England Patriots are shopping the services of Damien Harris, and they're probably not going to get anything in return at this point because most teams have their running back. So unless an injury transpires in that respect, then maybe we see Harris dealt. But Rhamondre has taken the pass-catching work. Rhamondre's pass protection has been lights out, head and shoulders better than it was last season. And we do know that Bill Belichick would like to have a true three-down back in his backfield to lead this offense with Mac Money Jones. So right now, as we sit, yes, it's likely going to be a split backfield with Damien Harris. I still believe that Harris is going to be a very good running back for you, but you got to watch out for Rhamondre Stevenson. He is a guy who he can catch the ball, man, even at his weight. He's a good running back. Light feet floating on that field. Rhamondre Stevenson is definitely a riser on my board. Josh Jacobs, next one for me. Las Vegas Raiders, okay? The biggest problem we saw was him start in the Hall of Fame game. Started blowing up Twitter, blowing up everybody saying, why does the Vegas Raiders coaching staff dislike Josh Jacobs? Right now, I was in that same category. But I started thinking about this a little bit. Okay, fine. They started him in the Hall of Fame game. Is that really, consequential to what he's going to be in the NFL this season? I don't think so. I think that, they're going to run this man into the ground this year because, he's on a contract year. They're likely not going to re-sign him. They're going to depart from his services. So for me, at this point right now, I got Josh Jacobs on the rise. I think that he is going to be, used a lot, even though they likely will have a lot of running backs in the rotation in this backfield for the Raiders. I still love me some Josh Jacobs, and I think, based on his value, RB3, I think, is where I'm comfortable with him at. Flex appeal, back up to your RB2 is a very good placement for him, but I think they're going to run Josh Jacobs into the ground, and he's going to produce on this offense, which is going to be that much better in the pass game with Davante Adams. I love it, man. Eli Mitchell, next one on my board, and I mean, for me, at this point, I'm okay with Eli Mitchell. I am not, selling the farm for this man at this point. I got him on the down right now, and it's because of the injury. He's not going to play in the preseason, and I am concerned that this could, maybe translate into the regular season a little bit. He was injured last year as well. The workload might have been just too much for this man to handle. We are starting to see Kyle Shanahan talk up a Trey Sermon, which is good news. They still got Jeff Wilson. They got the rookie in the backfield. So again, this is going to be at least a 2-3-headed monster with the fourth in reserve on this San Francisco 49ers offense. So for me, Eli Mitchell will likely give you very good returns in the games that he starts and the games that he plays because they will likely still promote him as the running back one on this offense. But for me, I'm starting to trend down just a little bit because I don't like the fact that he's still nursing his way back from his injury right now. He will not play, obviously, in the preseason. It is a risky business for me, even for where you could get him. I'm not out, but I'm just saying it's a cautious thing we got to watch at this point. For wide receivers, let's go. We got Bobby Trees, Adam Thielen, Alan Lazard, DK Metcalf, and Kadarius Toney on my list. And as we said today, I'll admit big time that I was down on Bobby Trees, Robert Woods, because I can't fathom the fact that a guy his age can come back from an ACL tear as quickly as he did. He apparently looks back to normal by all reports, and he is on the rise for me. And in this Tennessee offense, with a Ryan Tannehill who is very good at the play-action pass, we know that it's going to go behind Derrick Henry, King Henry, and I mean, we're going to see a lot of, pass work go to Bobby Trees. You got Treylon Burks on the outside as well to help support this pass game. I think that, this is one player that's being completely slept on, including myself. Until today, I got him on the rise. I think Bobby Trees is going to have a very good season, bounce back year, especially if he is fully healthy and looking fully repaired. Adam Thielen, next one on my list. And okay, here's another sleeper wide receiver that a lot of people are starting to fade, and I don't understand why. What is your reason? Because he got older? Because he's coming off a season where he had some ailments, went to the medical room, lost some time? This man still scores touchdowns. Yes, we get it. JJ's on the field. He's lights out, the best receiver on this club. You got Dalvin Cook. But this offense is going to be a lot faster this year. They're going to throw the ball with a lot more efficiency. Do not fade Kirk Cousins either, because this man, all he does is throw 4,000 yards and 25-plus touchdowns every single season. Adam Thielen, to me, you can almost bank on your 8 to 10 touchdowns, and then hopefully no injuries this year. Yes, he is aging. Yes, you got KJ Osborne on the ups. You got some other receivers, making waves in this room. but I got Adam Thielen on the rise because I cannot fade this man, especially where his ADP is at. You can basically have him as your wide receiver 3 or 4, depending on how you're drafting, and that's flex appeal all day long. He's going to return on that investment gloriously, and I love it, man. Alan Lazard, Green Bay Packers, and I mean, okay, again, here's another wide receiver that I've been fading, and I don't even know why, okay? It was just maybe I just don't like his talent. I think that's kind of where I settled on an Alan Lazard, but I get it. We're seeing in camp all the rookies making plays. We got Romeo Doubs just lighting up the defensive backs in camp in preseason right now. But Alan Lazard is being slept on too much, in my opinion. I think he's probably got the best chemistry with an Aaron Rodgers, and they already know that. So they're not even trying to, amplify, passes in camp and preseason because it's just going to be there week 1. And for where Alan Lazard can be picked, I think he's a very good return on investment. He is definitely on the rise for me. And I think, one of these players in this offense is definitely going to have to lead this team in receptions and yards. Alan Lazard could definitely be that guy for your club. And I mean, he could potentially give you a top 40, top 35 return, top 30 return even, potentially, depending on touchdowns scored. And his ADP is very low. So I'm all in on Alan Lazard at this point. I like his stock to continue to rise, even with the rookies that are coming on. Christian Watson did come back from his injury as well, but Alan Lazard looks very good for me right now. DK Metcalf, he is on the down, and I just can't do it anymore. I preach it in other videos as well. I was, DK's, he's a beast. We all know this. And he's going to be able to, generate production basically on his own. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is, even though we know Geno Smith is the guy right now that they're pegging to be the week 1 starter. He is basically beating out Drew Lock in every, shape and form right now. But I just can't trust DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett in this offense with a Geno Smith or a Drew Lock at this point. I just can't do it, even though they will try to be more heavy on the ground game. Rashad Penny, he's been dealing with some injuries. We just saw Kenneth Walker III. He is dealing with a hernia problem. He's going for surgery. Hopefully he's ready for week 1. So they will likely have to lean on DK Metcalf. I just think it's going to be far too inconsistent for me to trust, especially where you're going to have to draft this man. I cannot do it. He is definitely on the down. He's got to slip quite far for me to, pick him in my fantasy draft. Last one I got for wide receivers, Kadarius Toney, New York Giants. And there's no questioning his talent, okay? He is an electric, excellent type of playmaker. You put the ball in his hands, and he's just going to be explosive all day long. Unfortunately for all y'all that love Kadarius Toney, I got him on the down right now because, again, what do we see? He's in the medical room. He's dealing with that knee injury. It flared up on him again. He's had a setback. He will not practice and play this week from what I'm hearing at this point right now. Could things change for him? Absolutely, but they will play the cautious approach because they want him to play week 1. Yes, you got a plethora of talent at the wide receiver position at New York. I mean, you got Wan'Dale Robinson. Yes, Kenny Golladay. He's looking like he doesn't care about football right now. But Kadarius Toney is that wild card. If he's on the field, yes, he's going to be explosive. But how can we trust it? That's where my problem is with Kadarius Toney right now, hence why I got him on the downtrend. Will that be, based on his value? No, because he is pretty far down in draft, so you're not going to give up a lot of draft capital to get his services. So at this point, you're drafting him late in hopes he's going to pan out and he's going to avoid going to the medical room and being injured that much more. But as of today, I'm cautiously, not even optimistic. I'm very cautious on trusting this risk to a potential reward on Kadarius Toney. But I mean, there you go. There is the wide receivers and running backs for your trends entering preseason week number 2. So there you have it. That is this week's edition of Trending Players for you guys, running backs and wide receivers. And I mean, again, it's a fluid situation. Take it with a grain of salt because it does change very, very frequently. And this could as well on some of these players, especially if they're your favorite players that you guys are targeting this season. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, get into that contest, smash that like button. Over 1,000 likes, I'll give away another draft guide. Throw it in the comment so I know who you are. But nevertheless, we'll see you next time. I am out.
Yeah. Analytics, off the chain, all the channels, not the same. Jake and Kyle.